Now we have to have what was done above to be seen below. Mm-hmm. It has to reflect. It's rolled out according to a galactic clock, Charles Mosley Bay, clock of destiny. Once it's rolled out on that galactic clock, you have to understand your tribal ways, Hakeem Bey. Reference. Once you understand your tribal ways, then you're going to tune in to the metaphysical application of the tribal ways in order for you to perceive reality. C. Freeman Hill, Metaphysics, understanding what a Mason is from a Moorish perspective.
What? I think I got that book.
Okay, now, from here, once you get the metaphysics, and you have to now understand how to run a government, you need the civics. Through the civics, you begin to remember something called the ancient code of kings. How are kings in the natural kingdom of earth selected versus how do they artificially select them? Right? Mm-hmm. So they put artificial kings that they call presidents and CEOs out in the public, and the real kings remain Amun, the hidden ones. You let the ones who was the newest addition to the human family had an opportunity to rule as long as they don't spill too much blood in the process of learning how to treat other people, because eventually you're going to want to treat people to treat you the way that you treated. You understand that all of the rules to life is in the board games?
Right. Go ahead.
But the only ones who's going to get the rules from the board games is the one who have valuable family time to play the games on the board.
Exactly. That's why I got Monopoly.
Once you absorb the rules to the board games, later on in life, you will find yourself in a condition to be bored to play the game of life.
I like how you
because the idle mind that they call the devil's workshop is also the workshop of God. This is where they play the game of masterminds from the position of mind. It's mind over the matter. That means the fifth dimensional chessboard is spiritually fought, not physically. Mm-hmm. For the gods, this is a game. But for the mortals, this is misery. Mm-hmm. Right. So only if the righteous gods defeat the unrighteous gods will we have a switch flipped on the board to a new game. It's been checkmate. But now we have to have what was done above to be seen below. Mm-hmm. It has to reflect. It's rolled out according to a galactic clock, Charles Mosley Bay, clock of destiny. Once it's rolled out on that galactic clock, you have to understand your tribal ways, Hakeem Bey. Reference. Once you understand your tribal ways, then you're going to tune in to the metaphysical application of the tribal ways in order for you to perceive reality. C. Freeman Hill, Metaphysics, understanding what a Mason is from a Moorish perspective.
What? I think I got that book.
Okay, now, from here, once you get the metaphysics, and you have to now understand how to run a government, you need the civics. Through the civics, you begin to remember something called the ancient code of kings. How are kings in the natural kingdom of earth selected versus how do they artificially select them? Right? Mm-hmm. So they put artificial kings that they call presidents and CEOs out in the public, and the real kings remain Amun, the hidden ones. You let the ones who was the newest addition to the human family had an opportunity to rule as long as they don't spill too much blood in the process of learning how to treat other people, because eventually you're going to want to treat people to treat you the way that you treated them. And so you need to learn how to treat them before they get in the position of power to rule over you. Mm-hmm. Now we are in the position where the ones who we mishandled when we ruled over them has been instructed to deliberately mishandle us by Yaqub himself, because he don't like the way we being handled. Mm-hmm. Right?
Mm-hmm.
So now they come along and they get to handle us because Yakub said so.
Mm-hmm.
Yakub is Jacob. Jacob the supplanter. The supplanter is the one who undermines. The underminer is the child of the one we call Yahweh. Yahweh is Enlil.
That's right.
That's just simple as the connection. So the Jacobites or the Jacobites or Yakub's artificial creation is the children of Enlil that they created and mistreated. And then mama say the good got to sometimes suffer with the bad. But don't worry, because trouble don't last always.
Right. That's right.
Right? So when I started pointing out the chiefs on the land and my mama go see them for herself, because I sent her the pops. I sent her to go see Malachi.
Mm-hmm.
Right? We discussed Farrakhan. We know what's going on. But they don't know that I know to the level that I know the shit that I know, that I could put this shit together like this on a zigzag zig, knock to a knockback across the land off every man who stood his motherfucking ground and did not fold. We guerrilla knocking all across the land from east to west, from north to south. Now that's the news we getting out. And the guerrilla clan is the final clan to come and establish the land. And that's a sea walk on the crooked man walking across the land. Yeah. But he's followed by this big red bull, a Brahma bull, right? Angel Bay. And they are represented by the statesman, right? The one with the charisma and the one with the influence to draw the youth together. Mm-hmm. Right? And his name, we call him Larry Hoover. But Larry Hoover had accepted a higher position than being what we call a gang leader to become a regular guy and a spokesman for the tribes when they need him. Mm-hmm. That's all he wants. If y'all need me, I'll come speak to the children. If y'all don't need me, I will be with my family. That's what his life gonna be like from here on out. And my job is to try to make sure that before they need him, that they can use me in his place. Right? And the same go with Malachi York. And the same go with H. Rap Brown or Mumia Abu Jamal or Asada Shakur. Hands off our motherfucking elders. They elders now. They fought the struggle when it was time to fight. It's our time to bring this shit back home. Feathers and one this bitch. Pack your fans up. Put that motherfucker under your bed because you won't need it no more.
Just take fire.
So when I tell these motherfuckers that we came from all over the land, I done proved it. From what the shit that they told us.
Right. Off what they see.
Yeah. They told the story. I just showed you what it said. And then told you what it means according to how we told the story. You see, because we can't stay conquered. That's against the law of nature. How you gonna have the motherfuckers whose job it is to clean this shit up be subjugated?
Right, right.
Right? And we know under the divine right of kings that you can't rise to kingship as a bondservant. So you can't be a prisoner. Right? Mm-hmm. But you can be an ex-con with a GED. That's a guerrilla educational degree, if you ask me. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Right? Because you got to be a self-raised master to be the master of masters. And they say that's the story of Hiram Abiff. And so Hiram is raised. Mm-hmm. Crooked man walking across the land. Mm-hmm. Right? All nations, the red and the white and the blue. The black and the gold. Right? Mm-hmm. The silver and the gold. All other clans is on deck. Right? So they flipped us colors out in black, what we call liberation movements throughout the years. Here we see Empress Verdiasi, Tierra Gostinel Bay, who took these motherfuckers and said, why y'all not honoring the treaties? In 1993, the United Nations Center for Human Rights recognized the Washita Dudong Damania Moor Empire. Now you notice how she spelled Moor.
She spelled Moor.
M-U-R-R.
Yeah. M-U-R-R. Yeah, not M-U-U-R-R. Yeah. Empire
as the oldest indigenous group of people on Earth. The registered project number is 215/93. These Native American tribes are now look. See, why did the spelling change?
The year, right? 1993.
Yeah, but why did the spelling change in Moors? Who changed the spelling?
Yeah, right.
Right now, look what they say: Washita, Yamasee, Iroquois, Cherokee, Choctaw, Blackfoot, Pequot, and Mohegan. But one problem about the Cherokee. Let's go to Google.
All right, I got you.
Look up etymology of Cherokee, because it's not going to be Cherokee in our language. Okay, Bezel, you own it. But they're trying to trick us. And we ain't falling for it.
Okay, it means most likely Cherokees and anonym. Hold up, Argent North America, hold up, boom. Let's see, maybe I give it right here. The Iroquois language. It's a term from the Iroquois language meaning. Oh, well, it don't say what it means. Just gave I be fucking up the tar. Can you see that? I
can't see it.
Man, that's all I got. Hold on. It says it's an Iroquois language word, which means hold up.
Saragi.
Live in the cave. Those who live in the cave.
Saragi. That's what they call them.
Saragi, for those who live in the cave.
Ain't that something?
Yeah.
Now, you know the cave was the Pueblo villages on the side of the mountains.
Yeah. Those and like those
grottos is what it's called.
Yeah, you want me to pull a picture up of that so they can see it?
You can pull up the meaning of the word grotto.
Okay, let's do that.
It's Grotto.
Grotto. All right. Grotto. Grotto let's see. Okay, let me just type in the meaning of the word grotto. See if that pulls it. Caves. It says an artificial structure made to resemble a natural cave.
Now pull up the Pueblo village.
All right. I know I looked up Pueblo yesterday. It means village, just like you said.
They keep saying that we just disappeared. We didn't fucking disappear. They just paper genocided us and said we came on slave ships.
Oh, these are $5 these $5 Indian tribes, the Cherokee, the Pablo. See, I knew that.
They made up names. That's why I'm pointing this shit out, because they telling you the tribe whose name they was covering up.
Right here, they go pictures. You want to see the read up on them?
Go second row, far right.
Okay, hold on. Go back. Second row, far right. All right, right here. The pictures right here. We downloaded these pictures.
Yeah, that right there. That's it.
Uh-huh.
We had villages like this. You know, when it's hundreds, it's 100 and something
Grand
degrees.
Canyon.
It's 100 and something degrees, man. Those caves right there got air conditioning in them.
Yep, that's right.
They automatically air conditioned. That's why we live there. But when our brethren said there's a war going on in the land of the flowers, pull up a map of Florida and put the year 1400 behind it. Raphael, we know that the slaves that came on the ships, and we know who they was and who they wasn't. We know that it wasn't until the Berlin Conference did they divide Africa and invade Africa, but they was already invading us at that time. And we already know that they rewrote the history to control the narrative that we ain't shit, ain't been shit, ain't gonna be shit. So I'm here to tell y'all that we took all that shit that we ain't gonna be, wasn't gonna become, and we turned that shit into fertilizer and raised up on their ass, arose from the concrete, motherfucker. Fuck my tattered goddamn motherfucking leaves, bitch, I rose.
You like that one right
see,
there?
it's going all the way to Louisiana. You see, that's where the drain to the Mississippi River is on the far left side of the picture.
Right here.
Right. Now, all of that's Florida.
Mm-hmm.
Right. But now part of it is Georgia, Alabama, and Arkansas.
Mm-hmm.
That was the land of the flowers before the settlers came. We had forest trees was down there. There's none in the Amazon rainforest to rival them.
Yeah, tropical area, yeah.
Yeah, we had a lot of trees there. The trees, the women used to decorate the trees with vines that grew flowers at the top of the trees, right? And they used to use the trees they used to carve flower pots in them and grow vegetation so they don't have to come out of the treetops.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that's fire.
Those are called the Skywalker clans. That's who they got Luke Skywalker name from. The Zulu means Skywalkers. Let's go to Google. Let's look up what the meaning of Zulu is.
All right, I got you.
You had Skywalker clans all around the world. Their color is generally pale blue. We're going to show y'all some treetop villages before we get out of here because we need to know the topography that I'm talking about. But first is a certain little stuff that you got to know what you're looking at. What we pulling up now, Elder?
I mean the Zulu.
Okay.
The word literally means people of the sky.
There you go.
Damn. Yeah.
They mirror clan over here is called Hopi.
Yep, the Hopi. There you go right here.
Okay, now go back to Google.
Look, they got the same clothes on as the Hopi right here. These Zulu. Or Zulu got the same as them, the same people, right? All right, let's go back to Google.
No, they mirror clans. They're not the same people. They mirror.
Yeah, right. That's right. That's right. Go ahead. Where you want me to go now?
Okay, now pull up Treetop Village. They still got some.
It's a game banger called the Pyrus in
Pyru, Treetop Pyrus.
Yeah, Treetop Pyrus. That's them. They come from that shit too.
Yep. The name is all tied back to the tribal meaning of who they are.
Damn, that's crazy. Treetop, these guys right here. What you want me to pull up right here? This right here.
The third picture at the top from the left.
Okay, hold on. Let me get them. Let me save it in there.
All the way to the top, bro. Third picture right from here. The left. I think that. No, right that ain't them. They got scaffolding. Right here. They got those are huts. These are some of the treetop villages. Okay, so we're gonna get a couple of different pictures. Let's say huts. Save that picture and have you put in something else.
Yo, okay. So
next, treetop village scaffold. SCAFFOLD.
Oh, maybe hold on. That's what I might chop in wrong. Village. Okay, now let's try it. Okay,
I wanted to get an idea. See how they walking through the treetops like that?
Yeah.
These are Skywalker clans. These ancient Skywalker clans.
Yeah. Okay, all right, go ahead, man.
Now, a lot of us don't know it, but the California redwood, there was trees that made them look little. That right there.
Right there.
That's how we lived in the villages and the treetops.
A car can drive through one of those trees in California. That's how big they is. You can drive.
Yeah, those are little trees compared to what used to be here. These villages. We want them to see these villages in the treetops because this was what was in Florida. This is the stuff. These was all down in Louisiana. This one right here. These was all down in Louisiana. That's up in the bayou. That's what they used to look like. Similar to that. This is a different architectural style. This look more Asian than ours.
Yeah,
but to give people an understanding of how we was living in Florida before they started them big ass forest fires and shit to burn us out in war.
Like this. So the deer stand idea and all that come from this shit. Like, hold on, right here, like this right here, pain. It's a good pain right here.
Mm-hmm. Okay, let's go pull the pictures up so we can get a good look at them.
Okay, I got you.
You know, this is what the land was like in the South. This was extended. You used to be able to walk from Louisiana to the Florida Keys in the treetops like this without never touching the ground.
Damn.
These was the huts that they had in top. These look like that the people moved out and they since became overgrown.
Yeah, that's right.
But this is huts that they used to live in huts like this all through Florida.
I never heard of the treetop people, man. This shit is fire. This shit is fire.
Southern Georgia, Arkansas, Mississippi, and Louisiana. We had people living in villages like this when the settlers came.
This shit is fire, bro.
Let's look at some more pictures. Let's go through them. Right? This is how we would connect family structures together. Like the ones on the left and the right, those might be living quarters, but this might be the community eating cafeteria and shit. Yeah. Right. Because when they cook food, they had a controlled location to cook so they didn't catch nothing on fire. And they had been doing this shit for thousands of years.
Yeah.
They never burnt us up. The women they never caused forest fires. They probably did in the early days. But we was up in the treetops for thousands of years. That's why Pyru is a Crip motherfucking with the U on his side spelled backwards. They telling you what the fuck these motherfuckers did. This Tukey people. Go to another one. Let's look at another one.
The treetop Pyrus, man. They don't even know what I hope some treetop Pyrus watching this shit to say, damn, we probably didn't even know their history. They don't even know that shit about their history.
Listen, Tukey is what you call a double-headed king. When he started the Crips, him and Raymond Washington, by default, it made the Bloods form. So they became the mirror opposites of each other, destined to clash until Tukey can straighten it out. He got to make amends with the Red House. You see, this was how we used to, this was normal. This was a normal trip to probably to the little village school or something. Well, we didn't call them schools, but to the village training grounds. Mama walking the baby, Pop's following them. He finna make a left to go to the hunting park, and she finna make a right, take the children where they finna go and sit with the elders and learn their lessons for the day.
Now, what you said made us want to go become Skywalkers, like some of the clans?
We just naturally gravitated toward living in nature, with nature, off nature.
Yeah, stop walking on the ground, pretty much.
Well, no, it wasn't to stop walking on the ground, right? It was like some people live in skyscrapers, some people live in a ranch house.
Okay.
This is what it is. So now, all of the people that have the attraction to the skyscraper, they don't get the view that these people get. Right. So they became Skywalkers. They come down out of the trees, but they do it on their terms for ritual purposes. As in, they might come down for grounding ritual. I'm gonna go get some drink.
Oh yeah, hey, you dropping some juice, because I ain't never heard of the like I heard terms flew around like Skywalker this, Skywalker that, but I ain't never make a connection with there was some of our native tribes who actually went up in trees and started connecting these Skywalkers together and all their huts, and they make a lot of sense. And there's a whole bunch of shit just going on through my mind on other shit that I knew that I didn't put together about these people living up in these trees.
And what we have been told or led to believe by mainstream media has been only there to confuse us, mislead us, and turn us on one another. So if we're going to ever get to a point of liberation, of freedom from all of this oppression, one thing we're going to have to do is get past jumping to
assault each other openly and in public without cause, and no one's doing that to us. So what happens in the community is people begin to speak on things because it look a certain way. But if you understood the divide and conquer mechanism,